All right, everyone, we're going to start standing. This is more of a hot practice. Oh, Linda's not here. And I just want you to start moving side to side, step and tap. And then I want you to, it's all about the breath, always. So just start deepening your breath, finding a rhythm to your breath. Inhale, big and full. And then take your arms across your body. We want to get into our shoulders always. Good. Now arms over your head, back. No swinging. You want to make sure they're controlled. So we get into the habit of not using centrifugal force or just being present. And just notice where your arms are. Okay, and come back to center. Keep your feet wide and take your elbows back. And as you exhale, you're gonna bend your knees forward and take your hips back. And inhale, and exhale, and inhale. You can almost feel like a steam engine here. Good. So the plan today is on the right side, we're going to do a certain set of exercises. And when we're on the left side, we're going to do a certain set of exercises. So it's going to keep our mind present because we have to know what side we're on. Exhale, inhale. I want you to exhale through your mouth. Now take your hands to your thigh bones. And I just want you to round your back like cat and cow. Exhale, round, inhale, flexion, exhale. And I want you to exhale through your mouth. And every time you exhale, I want you to feel your belly drawing back. So you're tipping your pelvis, you're getting real rounded in your back. Big cat, big cow, oh, yum. It's funny, in India, you can call somebody a cow, but it's, you know, it's sacred. It's a compliment. In America, not so much. Okay, exhale. Good. And slowly come all the way up. I'm hoping your body's starting to warm up. Now I want you to take your right knee up towards your chest and round it and step. Left knee up like you're stepping over something. Right and left. Oh yeah, bend your knees. You can see where this is going in your hips. Can you stay with the breath with your belly back? Ah. Good. 4 more on each side. 4, 3, and you can always count with me. 2, 1. Nice. Oh yeah, good. Now last one, I want you to take your right leg. Now you might want to hold on to something. And you're going to just kind of slide your right leg back and forth. Make sure we're nice and warmed up as we get going. But we're going to start standing anyway with the weights. And just kind of back and forth. Just see how far you get without getting into your low back. Make sure. Now that same right leg, I want you to swing in front of you, side to side. Good. Are you breathing? Breathing. Good. Oh, and step. Oh, notice how that feels. Some hip circles. Some hip circles. Good. And the other way around. Oh, yeah. Can you smile? It changes the experience, I swear. All right, now, other side. You can take your hand to something, and you're just going to slide your leg back and forth. Good. So you're going to go faster than the breath will go. Just notice how that works. Good. And then side to side in front of you. Looks like someone's trying to get in and then, I don't know. Let's just take a few more. And come to standing and circle. And now we're going to start right into business. So you're going to take your feet hip width apart, and we're going to curtsy. You're going to take your left foot beside your right, behind your right. See if you can square your hips and take your right hip up, out. I want you to feel what that feels like. The belly's back. You're reaching your right hip almost back behind you. And we're going to just take little pulses. Good. Get your footing. Make sure the front right heel is grounded. The back left ball of your left foot is grounded. Good. Belly back. Then come back to center. Now you're going to take your right foot behind your left. And take your left hip back. Notice how it feels different, but you're pressing now into the left heel and the ball of your back right foot. And the lower you get, the deeper you're going to get into the quads. So I'm more focused with the weights on our upper body, but the lower body is going to get engaged and the belly too, if we're present, right? And you should feel that in your quads, yeah? Take one more breath here and come back to center. And grab some weights. Now this is where you want lighter weights because we're going to be coming to the most lateral part of our bodies. So I use 3s or 5s. I'm going to start with 3s. Are you ready? I want the bottom of your shoulder blades down and hug together. And see if you can keep the tip of your chin drawn back. Nice and tall. Take a big inhale. Now you're going to reach forward. Let's just take about 6 here. You're going to exhale as you lift. 5, 6. Now ready? Now you're going to step your left foot beside your right, hips back and out to the side. 2, 3. Shoulder blades together. 4, 5, 6, and back together. Second set. 2, 3, 4. So they're shorter sets so that we're going to do a few more. And then out to the left. Hips back. And 1, 2. This is for that little calf muscle at the top of your arms. 4, 5, 6. Back to center. And 1, 2. So make sure you're not swinging your body. Your body's nice and steady. And your belly's back. And this is where you know that if you're swinging your body, you might have too much weight. Okay, back to the right. Hips out, belly back, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Back to center. And let's go right over to the left. Left hip out, back. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, are you guys feeling it? The love. 8, and last time in the center. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hold it, just hold it, hold it. Belly back. And slowly release. Now with your weights in your hands, you're going to start to fold forward, belly back. Inhale, draw your belly to come up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So the belly drawn back lifts you up and your feet are grounded. This is also a nice stretch for your low back. Let's take 2 more just like that. Good. All the way up. And as you exhale, you're going to fold forward and just get rid of your weights off your mat. Take your hands to the floor and step back to plank. Lifting the belly, So we're going to do more of our core work without weights. Oh, I feel my shoulders nice and strong. I want you to lower your knees, lower your thigh bones. Make sure your hands are beside your upper ribs. As a matter of fact, keep the shoulder blades hugging together, lift your palms, and then just lift your heart forward. Lift your elbows back. And notice how it feels to have the shoulder blades hugged together. Then take your hands to the floor. Lift your heart, lift your chest. Inhale. Exhale through table and right into down dog. Move your first dog and walk your dog. And notice your breath. Good. Good. Inhale, lift your right leg up behind you. Bend your right knee, open the right hip. Nice. Then extend your right leg all the way back. Come on to the tiptoes of your left foot. I want you to feel your left shin. And just find a little pulse, lifting and lowering your left heel. Then take your left heel toward the floor, stepping your right foot forward, and you're going to come into warrior one. Now you might want some heavier weights here. I'm going to try my 8s, but you might want 5s, and you might stay with 3. And if you're still using hands, that's also great. So you're going to take your weights first to your thigh bones. So you want your feet really rounded. Square your hips. And then you're going to take your arms up. We're going to do shoulder presses here in warrior one. Ready? So you're going to exhale, shoulder blades hug together. And inhale. Exhale. Now, if you want to make it a little bit more interesting, you can extend both legs and lower. We don't have to do a lot here. We're going to be here 2 more times. So let's do 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So I'm hoping I can keep it straight, rights and lefts. 3, 2, 1, and release. Take your weights to your thigh bones. And now you're going to make your way right into warrior 2. Okay? I'm going to use less weights. And warrior 2, we're going to stay deep. Good? Now, for here, we're going to move the shoulders out and in. And out and in. So this gets into our biceps and our triceps right away. Less weight, even little weights. We don't have to do a lot. Ready? 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and in. Take your weights to your thigh bones, and now you're going to pivot your feet parallel. And take your toes out just a little bit. So now you come through parallel, then you take your toes out, your thigh bones out. And I want you to feel your feet pressing down as you press them down. And then when you come in, you're going to imagine you're drawing them in. That's going to get right into your core and your pelvic floor, right? So let's go do a few like this. Good. I want you to feel it as hard as you can, as deep as you can. And so now we're going to work on transverse abdominals here. This is such a cool toy. Ready? So you can take your weights behind you or in front of you. And we're going to go and just reach, like you're reaching low for something. And inhale up. And exhale. And inhale. So if you do it on the inside of your leg, that works too. So we're getting the sides of our body that we don't usually get. So the pull up comes from the opposite side of where you just folded. So as you exhale to the left, the inhale draws the right side up. Ready? We're going to start to count. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and all the way to center. Now pivot your feet parallel. Keep your feet hugging into the earth and pulling together, and then slowly fold forward from the front of your pelvis. Release your weights. Oh yeah. And get a nice stretch in the hamstrings. Keep your feet grounded and hugging in and the belly lifted. And release your chest, your heart. Big full breath. Good. Now you're going to walk over to the front of your mat with your hands. Good. Step back to dog. And walk your dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you, bend your left knee and open it up, open it up, open it up. Oh yeah. Extend your left leg all the way back, squaring your hips. And I want you to come onto the tiptoes of your right foot. Yeah, and lower. And lift and lower. Make sure your fingerprints are grounded and hugging toward each other, as if your thumbs and pinkies are hugging toward each other in your right and left hand. Good. Then keeping your left leg lifted, exhale, step your left foot forward. Make your way into warrior one. So this is the left side. On the left side, we're going to do flies. So you can use heavier weights here too, if you choose. So your feet are grounded, your hips are squared, you're tipped forward. You're going to take your arms and just fly them open. There's a bend on the elbow when you lift. And you exhale to lift. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Good. Now take your weights to your thigh bone. Come up. And come to warrior two. Are you ready? Good. Just want to check my notes on the left. Oh, yes. Okay. Okay, on the left. Are you ready? So you can have heavier weights here too. You'll see where it goes. So you're going to take your arms, release them, shoulder blades back. And then as you exhale, you're going to lift and lower. So this is also for shoulders. This is, you inhale to lift and exhale to lower. Now, if you want, you can start to lengthen your left leg in rhythm of your breath and the movement. I love this movement. Are you ready to count? Because we're going to do here 2 more times. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take your weights to your outer hips, and now pivot your feet parallel. Take your heels in and make your way into your goddess pose. This is also for your hips. So you want the thigh bones reaching out, and just find your place here. Now you might want lighter weights. This is for biceps, but generally biceps can take a heavier weight. So you're going to take your weights in front of you, but this time the grip is going to be such that your palms are away from you. Ready? And then you're going to draw them up. Elbows stay close to your body. And exhale. Inhale. You can stay up. You don't have to bend your knees at all. Or you can stay down. 6, 5, 4, belly in, 3, 2, 1, you can hold it up for a second and bend, draw your belly back, release your weights, make your way back to the front of the mat and step back to dog. Good. Inhale to plank and then lower all the way onto your belly. Good. I want you to take your arms to T, just T with your thumbs up, and notice what happens to your shoulders. Thumbs up. Take your forehead to the floor, and you're just gonna lift your thumbs up. I just want you to get into your shoulders, make sure they're aligned. 8 times, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, hold it, hold it, hold it. And release. Oh yeah. You guys ready for child pose? Let's widen your knees wide and sit all the way back. And take a nice deep breath here. Yeah. Then back to table. Maybe take some cats and cows to remind you of your breath and your belly. Make your way as you lift your knees up, keeping the belly back, take your hips back, and make your way into down dog. Good. And walk it go. Okay, so this is right side. So inhale, just lift your right leg up. We're not going to plan it. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Prepare for warrior 1 and grab whatever weight you want to do with rows. We're going to row again. Take your weights to your thigh bone to settle your body up to really establish yourself. And then we're going to tip forward from the top of the pelvis, no rounded backs. We work too hard for the shoulders to round our back. The belly's back, and we're going to row. You're going to reach and pull. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah. And take your weights to your thigh bones. Make your way right into warrior 2. You might want lighter weights here. Make sure your feet are grounded, your shoulder blades are back, your heart's open. Remember what we do here? And extend. Now, as we get deeper into the practice, you might want lighter weights because your muscles are going to say, what? I'm hard. I'm already tired out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, oh yeah, and release. Pivot your feet through parallel, take your heels in, and just find that more open hips. So now you might even naturally, the thigh bones might naturally come out. It's so awesome, right? And then your arms are going to be, oh no, that's the next one. This is for the transverse. Are you ready? You remember this? Either your weight behind you or in front of you, and inhale. Exhale. So the pull on the opposite side is just as important as the push on the side that you're in. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Oh, that was great. All the way to center. Pivot your feet parallel and start to dip forward. Make sure your knees are soft and release your weights. And just find a nice stretch here. You can even bend your right knee and your left. As if you're, as long as you're keeping your belly engaged. your breath. Oh, yeah. Then walk all the way back to the front of your mat and step back to dog. Oh, lovely. Good. Belly back. Come into plank and just draw the belly back and then back to dog. This is for your core. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last two. So you're safe and you know what you have to do if you want to modify. Good. And then stay in dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up behind you. Nice. Oh, yeah. And then step your left foot forward, coming into warrior one. Grab whatever weights you want to do for flies. So you can do a heavier weight if you choose. But remember, this is the second set. So you might be a little burned out and might want less weight. Ready? From the top of the pelvis, you're going to take your weights in front of you and then pull them wide. Exhale on the lift. Ready? Got them? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take your weights to your thigh bone. Take your body to warrior two, so you're opening up your chest and really establishing yourself. Good. Now the weights come inside. And you can stay to warrior two, or you can lift them and straighten your leg. Ready? I want to hear you breathing. Once you have it controlled, we can start to count. Ready? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. Pivot your feet parallel. Take your weights to your outer hips. Heels in. So we can't do this enough. Keep your weights on your thigh bones. And just imagine, again, your feet are grounded and you're trying to, they're stuck and you're trying to pull them together. So that when you come up, you feel the adductors in the pelvic floor, right? Yeah. Take a big breath and maybe some little pulses down toward the earth. Yeah. And now we're going to come to biceps. Remember, guys? Now this time I want you to come from halfway. So your elbows are at 90 degrees. Ready? And you're going to lift. Now you can come up and down or stay up. Just halfway, so you not so far a distance. Ready to do 8 more? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Take your weights to the front, out off your mat. Come forward once again. This time I want you to take your left hand to your right shin. And you're going to press your foot down so that as you pull the shin in, the feet are widening. You're resisting. And you'll feel it in the core. And maybe you'll find a nice twist. I like to keep my right fingertips on the mat and just coax my left ribs under the right armpit. You get a nice twist here. So Barb, this is a twist. You find your way, girl. Yeah. Your right hand is going to walk to the left and you'll get a little deeper here. Good. So you know where we're going, right and left. Come back to center. And let's change sides. Right hand to your left shin. Coax your left shin in. but the left leg is trying to slide out and wide. So you really feel in your IT band, even into the pelvic floor and the belly. And just walk your left hand to the right and get a nice stretch everywhere in your body. Yeah. And all the way back to center. Come back to the front of your mat if you're not already there. Step back to dog. And I want to get into our last set. Let's just release. Take your knees to the mat. Let's take one more child pose. And just prepare ourselves for the last set. Big breath here. No rush. We're just here. Good. Then make your way back to center. You know what, I want to do a shoulder thing anyway. So let's come onto your belly. Let's do the shoulder thing now. You're going to take your arms to the letter Y, as in, you're doing the YMCA thing. I want you to press your fingertips to the floor and lift your palms so your hands look like a spider. Your elbows are going to lift, your armpits are going to lift, your shoulder blades head together. Got that? Good. Now, press your fingerprints down and try to pull them towards you, but they're stuck, and you're going to feel a nice toning in the back of your body. This is just as good as weights, I think. So pull them in, shoulder blades back. You can lift your chest just a little bit. Imagine your pubic bone is pressing to the floor. It's like really heavy. And you can actually lift your legs, maybe lengthen your legs long and get a nice stretch in the whole back side of your body. Yeah. Barb, this is good for you. This is no twist and just toning. Good. And release. Good. Now, if your weights are in the way, just kind of move them out of the way. And take your arms to Y, to T, T. Same thing, fingertips, lifting armpits, lifting elbows. You're going to pull the fingertips isometrically in and lift your chest. You might even come a little higher. Again, your pelvis presses to the floor. You lengthen your legs long. You get a nice lengthening in the back body. Good. And release. Last one. You're going to take your fingertips just wide of your hips with your elbows bent. I want you to check out your elbows, guys. Make sure the elbows are soft. Now you're going to press the fingertips away from your body, away. And then you're going to lift your heart and press your pelvis and lengthen your legs. The fingertips are pressed down and away from your body, and you should feel it, oh God, down your whole back body. And you should say, yes, this feels great. And release. Make your way through a table. And just take some hip circles. Curl your toes under, take some hip circles as we prepare for the last set. Yeah, this is really good. I hope you're enjoying it as much as I am. Make your way back to down dog. Good. Really set it up. No rush. Inhale, lift your right leg. Exhale, step your right foot forward, preparing your feet for warrior one and your weights, whatever weight you want for your rows. Make sure your hip points are square, so the right hip probably should draw back just a little bit, the belly's back. And last set of rows. Are you ready? Let's row. Exhale. Exhale. Last 8 rows. Yeah, you did it. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, no problem. And take your weights to your thigh bones and then pivot your feet to warrior 2. Now I'm going to use less weight here. You know, another option, of course I think about it now, is no weight at all, right? You know that. Elbows, arms in, and shoulders, yeah. 8, 7. I was having so much fun, I forget to count. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. Shoulder blades back. And release. Pivot your feet through parallel and your heels in. Now, for this last one, you can pull up, which is so awesome. Or for the last one, if you want, we can come back to just lifting over your head. Right. You can stay low and pulse, or you can straighten your legs. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Beautiful dance, hold it up. And exhale, release. Take your weights to your thigh bones. Pivot your feet parallel and fold forward. And remove your blocks. Now this time, I want you to see if you can bind with your big toes. So you're going to take your thumbs to the outside of your big toe and your first 2 fingers inside. And as you bind, I want you to coax your toes forward, and you'll feel even in your arms. But imagine your heels are stuck and you're drawing them back. You should feel that all the way in your adductors, in your thighs, belly, pelvic floor. Oh, yeah. Good. Get a nice stretch in your low back. Lengthen your legs long. Good. And release. Walk your hands to the front of your mat and step back to dog. So in dog, every muscle in your body is engaged. Your belly's back, your shoulder blades are hugged together. Inhale, lift your left leg. Oh yeah, last one, yay! Exhale, step your left foot forward, prepare for warrior 1, and grab whatever weights you want for chest flies. Remember, square your hips, take your weights together, and then exhale. Ready to count our last 8, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And release. Then pivot your feet parallel, shoulder blades back. And this is where we did, I guess we'll do these again. Are you ready? And notice if you're moving a little bit deeper now. You're lengthening the sides of your body. And you're getting a little deeper. And once you have your pattern really set, we're going to do our last 8. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and back to center. Woo! And pivot your feet through parallel. Last goddess. So maybe for this last goddess, your pulse just lower, lower, lower. And we're going to come back to our biceps. We're going to do biceps again, but let's see. You're going to take full ones and then half. And then halfway. We're going to count each set as 1. Ready? And 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, woo! And last one, and release. And pivot your feet to the front of your mat, step back to dog. Oh yeah. And then lower your knees to the floor. Get your weights out of your way. We're gonna need a weight for triceps, your heaviest weight, but until we get there, I want you to take your right leg directly out to the right and curl your left toes under. Roll your inner thigh bones back and get a nice stretch in the quad. Good. Big breath. Oh, I hope you guys are feeling as warm as I am. It feels so delicious. Now I want you to take your right leg behind you. Right leg behind you. Lift your right leg and extend your left leg in front of you into a balance. So you might not be nearly as tippy as you usually are because your belly's engaged and your shoulder blades are hugged together. Isn't it awesome? Just find that space. Set your mind on your paraspinal muscles that keep your spine strong and long. And breathe into those beautiful muscles. Maybe a little gratitude is a good thing. Good. Then take your left hand to the floor. Pivot your right foot to the mat behind you. And just open up your hips. Take your left hand and move it to the right. So that when you look down, your left hand is in line with your left shoulder. And then roll your left ribs forward, lifting the left waist up. So we already did those muscles. So I want you to lift and lower your right leg. Also moving with the breath. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. So you're sideways, just sideways. And take 2 more here. You don't need a lot here either. And then bend your right knee and you'll bind with your right foot. Press your foot back, your heart forward, get a nice stretch in the right quad. Oh, yummy. Nice. And then extend your right leg. Take your right hand to the floor. And then you're going to step your right foot just outside your right hand, your right foot outside the right hand. And just move back and forth a little. I just want you to make sure you get a nice stretch in your hips. It should feel good on the right side anyway. Keep a weighty weight beside you and come all the way up. So we're going to come into triceps. But first I want you to stretch the triceps. We do this in class. You're going to tap the back of your right shoulder with your right hand. Take your left hand to the top of your right elbow and just coax it towards your ear and down your back, lifting your heart. Big full breath. Oh yeah. And then take your hips forward. I want you to know what this feels like because we're going to be going here again. Big breath. Oh, shoulder blades. Scoop your heart forward. And then all the way back to center. Good. Take your left fingertips behind you and coax the left elbow down, lifting your heart. This is not what we do in class, but I want you to feel it. Good. And lift. And then you're going to take a weighty weight or 2 lighter weights, whatever feels good, over your head, and you're going to bend your elbows. Now, your elbows stay pretty close to your ears. I don't want your elbows splayed. And you're going to take them down. This is for your triceps, the back of your arms. Option 1, come forward as you lift. Inhale back. option 2 is to situate yourself so that you're in a lunge on the left with the left knee up, but that is definitely not necessary. And I like to do, I like two for moves, but I think you're going to get more stability with your knee down. The only thing that's moving in your upper body is your elbows and forearms. And your low body, you can draw your shin forward or not, as long as your back knee is down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, woo, 1, lift, and release. Oh, that was so good. And then back to table and some hip circles. Oh, maybe some cats and cows. Good. Well, I felt that my tries. It's so good. That's a muscle that's hard to control. Now you're going to extend your left leg back behind you and your right arm forward, lifting the belly. Oh yeah, and just feel the shoulder blades hugging together. Imagine your right foot and your left hand want to meet each other in the middle of your body. Lift the belly, lift your heart, and find a smile as you breathe. I know this doesn't feel like you're doing anything, but it is feeling like you're doing something, right? What? And release. Beautiful. Now you're going to take your your left leg directly out to the left, right? Correct. Look back at your right foot. Make sure you're on the tiptoes of your right foot. Check that out. Then roll your inner thigh bones back and sit all the way back as much as you can towards your right heel. So you might not go very far. Is that okay with you? It's okay with me. Let it be okay with you. And then soften your chest. Oh my God, this is a hard class, guys. I hope it's okay. Good. Love the stretch. I hope you do too. Then come all the way back to center. And again, you're going to take your left foot behind you and pivot your left foot to the floor. Make sure your right hand is in line with your right shoulder. So most of you are going to have to move your right hand to the left. Very important little move. And then you're going to scoop the right shoulder into your heart and open, lifting the right waist and opening your chest in front of you. And then you're going to lift and lower your left leg. You can extend your left arm if you like, or not. It depends on your shoulder, but the shoulder should be nice and warm. Let's do 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, and 2, and 1. And then bend your left knee and bind. Taking the thigh bone back, getting a huge stretch in the left quad. Keep the right ribs lifted. Open your heart, big full breath. This is going to be a great day because it's Jennifer's birthday. Yes. Yeah, us December girls, we're something, right? And release. Nice. Now you're going to step your left foot just outside your left hand. And I just want you to situate yourself. I want you to make sure there's space between your left heel and your right knee. And let's just play this. How is your left hip doing? Everyone's hips are different. Let's see what it looks like here. Yeah? Good. Now remember what we're doing? Triceps. So you're going to take as heavy a weight as you think you can do. And it might be a Franco-American cannon. That's great. You're going to take the weight, both your hands, elbows in and up. Remember, shoulder blades down, chin towards your throat. And then as you exhale, you lift. And you can even come forward. So you find your dance. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up. And release. That's great. So see if you can sit back on your heels. If that's really difficult, take a block under your hips or come to child if that feels better. That's good. But now that your quads are nice and stretched, you might be a little bit more able to do this. But I just want you to take a breath. So I want to play with our triceps for one more step. And we don't need to have weights here. So I'm going to give you options. Option number 1 is to go to where we went before. You can do the deadlifts. Option 1, those are great. Option 2, this is really cool. You can take really light weights or no weight at all and take your arms behind you and just squeeze the weights. Squeeze them together. It's kind of cool. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it, hold it, hold it. And now we're going to do some of these. 10, 9, why the muscles nice and toned. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And just take a few more, just like on the candles on Jennifer's birthday cake. For good luck. Last one. And release. Oh. And then come onto your left hip. Come through seated. So get rid of your weights. We're not going to use them anymore. Good. Draw your knees to your chest. Oh, yeah. I hope that was good for you. It was good for me. I want to do a little bit more for our core. So we're not quite done, but just get a nice stretch in your low back. And then come all the way to lying on your back. Oh, yeah. Extend your legs long and your arms up over your head with a big inhale. Now, the top of your pelvis, I want to talk about that, is probably lifted, and there's a space behind your low back. What I want you to do is tip the top of the pelvis back. So you can take your thumbs to the top of the pelvis even, or your fingers, and just kind of dip it back. And notice how that space is shortened and the belly's engaged. Tip the top of the pelvis back. Good. Now your belly's engaged. You can extend your arms up over your head if it's available. You can keep your arms toward the ceiling if that's what you'd like. And then as you exhale, you're going to lift your right leg and towards your left hand, and your left hand to the right leg. And then exhale. Inhale down. You're going to exhale to lift. The opposite leg, opposite hand. Let's play with that. This is option 1. This is a great option. You're getting everything you need. Option 2, take your hands behind your head and take your elbow to the opposite. No, fast is not better. Exhale. Now, option 3 is to really lift the opposite shoulder and the opposite side of the chest to the opposite knee. I want you to listen to your breath. Exhale through your mouth. Keep the top of the pelvis tipped towards back because that's going to keep the core nice and engaged. We've been working our core with almost every pose. And that's what we do all week too. So let's do 8 more on each side. Can you count with me, guys? Ready? 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Yay! And release. Good. Draw your knees to your chest and just take circles with your knees so that your knees are rolling away from each other. Oh, brother. Okay. Make your way into happy baby. See if you can grab the pinky toe side edge, the outer edges of your feet. And your elbows are inside your knees. Take your feet closer together and your knees wider out. And just roll right and left. Moving with the breath that we've established for this type of practice. Ah, good. Then take your knees together, arms to T. Drop your knees to the right. Roll your shoulder girdle to the left. Get a nice, twist here. Inhale and exhale. You might feel those transverse abdominals that we worked out. Just notice. And then come back to center. Walk your feet to your hips to the right just a little bit. Just slide your bum to the right and then lift your knees and drop them to the left. Oh yeah. You can really reach your right hip away from your right shoulder because again, you did a wonderful work on those serratus muscles. One more thing I want to do. Come back to center, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, and just draw your left knee in towards your chest. And either grab the back of your left thigh or your left shin and get just a nice stretch. Those are for the hip flexors, either way. Oh, yeah. And release. Cross your left ankle over your right side, opening the left hip. Take your right knee towards your chest and either grab the back side of your right thigh or your right shin and just hug it in. Oh, yum. And then take your feet to the floor. Walk your shoulder blades together. Take your palms beside you. Lift your bum and just kind of roll it back and forth. That's another muscle we worked out today. And release. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth, extending your legs long. And let's take a little rest together. Shavasana. Start rolling your wrists and your ankles. Inhale, extend your arms up over your head. Exhale through your mouth. Draw your knees to your chest and roll to your right side. Just be there for a moment. And then make your way to a comfortable seat on your mat. Bring your palms together at your heart center and close your eyes. You all have the wisdom to be here for self-care, to know that your body and your mind are so important, that you add something to the world, and that you're here for your own, not only for yourself, but for the rest of us too. The light in me honors that light in you. Namaste. All right, let me stop the recording.